Welcome to the MTR Network. We are back for another Supergirl Super Tuesday. It is season 4, episode 2. I do not know the title of this episode.
Fallout. It's called Fallout, but I am titling it "That's How You Ally."
Well,
that is what the post on the website is going to be.
I really appreciated this episode because it is a slightly different format than we're used to for a lot of these shows. Usually it's like A plot, B plot, sometimes a C plot. This is really all A plot, and just our characters are each doing different things that all relate to the main story.
It seems so seamless.
Mm-hmm. So I was really thinking about it, and on my way home, and I was like trying to get my like notes and stuff in order, and I was like, wait, what was this character doing? And I was like, oh, that's related to the main thing. And what was this character doing? Oh, that's like also related to the main thing. It's like, it all just kind of like meshes with each other. So I really like how this one was done. I will say we talked last week about Supergirl managing to balance the cheesy and the messaging. And it did start off a little bit cheesy, but they really nailed it. Like they stuck the landing at the end of the episode.
No, I agree.
It's also something about, maybe it's just her vibe. There's something about Linda Carter that is just so lends itself a little bit to that cheesiness. Like she does Ernest so well.
You know what it is? I was watching after watching Titans, and yes, you all can blame me in terms of the network. If you're going to see, last watch Wonder Woman. I watched a couple of the old episodes, and it was the same kind of thing. And I feel like she's bringing that same energy that she brought to that series to this show. And the cheese factor was high. I mean, it was so high. I had to stop in the middle of one of those episodes and fire up the No Man's Land scene from the Wonder Woman movie.
You're like,
it was just
more Gal Gadot, a little less Linda. I love her though, God bless her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically this whole episode Fallout is dealing with the fallout of the president being outed as an alien and what that means for the country, for these America First or Humans First supporters versus everyone else. And you have Mercy and Otis, like they said, this is just the beginning. So the first phase of their plan was outing the president. And then the second phase, since we found out in the first episode, aliens have been using this technology to camouflage themselves as human. So the second phase of their plan is to expose all of the aliens. Mm-hmm. By messing with the technology, which of course is Luthor Core technology. So Mercy is trying to get into Luthor Core to, first remotely, they kill the guy who invented it and use his computer to access.
And that poor baby was just trying to go to work.
I know. I felt so bad for him.
He was walking on sunshine in his hair, and he's just happy and just glad to be employed in this kind of economy, and now he did.
Yeah. And then Rhona Mitra with that bootleg alias La Femme Nikita wig on. I was like, girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
I would say she's the only drawback to this episode. I need her to be a little less Rhona Mitra-y. She's kind of overdoing it.
I'm telling you, Rhona Mitra can't be anyone else but Rhona Mitra. That's why I just refer to her by her full given name all the time. Because that's just who she is. So she kills the guy, remotely accesses his... the server, and is able to disable people's disguise, but she only gets Brainy. And then
that we know of, that's the only one we see.
Yeah, he's the only one that we see. But I think they also said because it was going like in order of who of like the first person who had it, like, so it was like going like one by one. So I don't know if there are more people, but Brainy is the one that we see. And then once Lena locks her out of being able to do it remotely, she has to go to Luthor Core to access it directly. Go ahead.
Keep going. I was thinking of something. Go ahead.
So we have a few things leading up to that. The fallout of the president thing, with the fallout of the president's thing, you have Kara. Kara's being Kara. And she's just hitting us with all these. I said earlier, she's not the 53% in this episode. She's the 47% who still think that America is good and are genuinely shocked when America does something horrible. So she's like,
she really is.
She's all like, what do you mean? Like, she's like, I still believe in the goodness of people and the goodness of Americans, and and that will triumph over these few hateful people. And everybody is literally looking at her like, no, girl, no.
Even the president is like, oh, you poor sweet summer child.
Yeah, like no. I love I can't remember if it was Brainy or Alex, whoever shows her the map.
It was Alex.
Of the activity. And he's like, so this was before the president was outed. This is the dark web chatter after the president is outed. It is like tripled. It's like, girl, they mad and they ready to kill aliens. I
need you to wake up and smell the murder on the mind.
Basically, everybody's like, I mean, we get it. We understand that you want to believe that people are better, but humans are trash. They just
Exhibit A.
I know, right? So you have Kara on that tip, and then you have Jimmy, who is over here playing there are good people on both sides.
He's Van Jonesing it up, ain't he?
Oh my God. So it's like Van Jones knew we were going to be talking about Supergirl today and was like, let me give them a comparison because here's the thing is I do believe, like, if you want to make a one-to-one comparison, I do believe that's the best comparison because I do think that Van Jones ultimately is like this liberal person who believes like that, is progressive and believes that everybody deserves rights and blah, 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 blah. But for some reason is playing the fence in terms of like, well, we have to engage people on the other side.
It's like, but do we though?
Y'all really need to stop that because y'all are, I'm telling you, it's aging you. Like, stop trying to engage people who literally would not care if somebody took a baseball bat to your head tomorrow. Like, you're aging yourself. You're stressing yourself out. Stop. Jimmy. So Jimmy basically, despite having an entire media empire at his fingertips, is like, we're just going to continue to show both sides of the story. We're going to continue to be like even-handed and blah, blah, blah. And Nia is like no.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, like we need to make a statement. And then we get the most, I did not think this was going to come up this soon.
Girl, wait for it because I'm looking for that clip, but go ahead.
Like, I honestly, and I think too, we talked about last week about how we both didn't expect her character to be this way. We like, just because of how these things always work when they introduce a younger person that the hero is supposed to train up. Usually, it's a troubled teen kind of storyline or, they, how are we going to help these kids? We have to pull them out of poverty. Like,
what about the kids in Chicago?
Exactly. Like, it's always that kind of story. So I just didn't expect them to go this way with her character, making her kind of like a little mini Kara. And then just coming right out with the fact that she's transgender in episode 2. Mm-hmm. And she sits Jimmy down. Also, I'm gonna say this. This really frustrates me, and I know it's because of using the metaphor or whatever. It really, really frustrates me when the people who are doing the bigoted stuff are the people of color on these. When like the metaphor is aliens. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, she shouldn't even have to have this conversation with you, James. So she shouldn't have to out herself to get the point across, James.
Yeah, that did kind of bother me.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I went too far. Oh no, I went too far. Okay, keep going.
So Nia sits down with him and tells him that she's transgender and how important it is for him, like how important it was for her to come out and use her voice as a transgender person, and how as someone who is the head of a media company, he has the power to use his voice in an even bigger way, and that by Kat co-writing the fence, that is unacceptable.
So I have the clip where everything popped off and she shows us how to ally. You ready for it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Get them.
Wait, can I just say before we... So this is where I got really annoyed because it was the Asian girl making fun of the alien.
Oh, no, that was after. Okay. I'm at the point in the store with Brainy and
Nia. No, that was beautiful. I'm talking about in the newsroom with the Asian girl made me so mad.
Yeah, I get so sick of them doing that because I'm like, this is not realistic at all. Right. Give me a fucking break.
Although, I mean, not really.
Y'all gonna stop putting that shit on us is what I'm saying.
I was gonna say not really though, because did you read that whole article about like the men of color who are a part of these groups like the Proud Boys and whatnot?
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Internalized oppression.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
How much do I owe you, my friend? Brock. One moment.
Someone's put a Trojan horse into the system. It's trying to take down the entire image inducer platform. The first user's already been compromised.
Brainiac 5.
If I don't delete the Trojan, then every user will be exposed. Worldwide.
What are you? You know me. I purchased pizzas from you multiple times. You're a traitor.
Hey guys, there's an alien out here.
This has to be Mercy's doing.
I bet considerable money on it.
Violence is the most basic human emotion and should only be a last resort. Should communication fail.
Damn it, she's hacking the system faster than I can patch it.
You need to back off. Did I stutter? I said back off.
Got it.
Oh.
Okay, I'm putting a lockdown on the cloud so no one can access the system through a computer. Mercy Graves is never getting in here.
As a reporter for Catco Worldwide Media, I am going to make sure everyone knows about the violence and cruelty I witnessed here today. You, sir, are the traitor. Now, give him his pizzas.
I thought he was my friend.
A true friend will accept you for who you truly are.
You look familiar. Do I know you?
I don't believe so.
May I get to know you?
I think we can make that happen.
Oh. How?
My name's Nia Null. If you truly want to find me, you will.
Yeah, so that takes us also, let's talk about Brainy. So
poor baby is
poor
shook.
Baby. I know. So Brainy is just, he's gotten better at actually listening to Alex and figuring out what's needed. And everything is kind of just falling apart at the DEO right now because you have a contingent of these agents who are falling for what the Graves are saying. Like, oh, these aliens have been hiding and, you know, and the president's even one. So she's been like secretly trying to take over and da 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 da. So everything's just falling apart. And Brainy actually very smartly is like, we should do something to build community and we'll get pizza. And everyone will have pizza and it'll be fine. So he goes to the pizza shop, and apparently this is a pizza shop that he frequents. And he orders his pizzas, and while he's waiting, that is when Mercy gets into the system and shuts off his disguise. Mm-hmm. And so when the guy sees that he is an alien, he's all like, oh, you're one of these like alien freaks or whatever. And he is legit like, but we're friends.
He is confused.
He's like, I order pizza from here all the time. What do you mean? I was like, oh my gosh, this poor sweet darling. And like we said, like Nia comes in and, you know, stands up for him and supports him. And it's a beautiful scene of like what people should do. This is exactly also what folks need to do when y'all are out here calling the cops on Black people for existing. And that guy who yelled at that woman on the plane and everybody just quietly sat and let him be bigoted. Yeah, no. Stand up, say something. That story, I remember on Twitter or Tumblr that came out a couple months ago when all the immigration stuff was happening about that woman who stood up and told the officers on the bus that nobody had to show them any ID. Mm-hmm. That was a sister.
I was going to say that was a Black woman.
Yeah, that was a sister. Like, that's how allies should be of all colors. But I really need y'all white folks to stand up and start putting your bodies on the line.
Right. There's a video. It's about a 3-minute video, and I want to say it's a few years old, but it was an older white lady who did that very thing. Like the police rolled up on this Black kid who was supposed to be where he was. And this old white woman was like, not today. He's here because I want him here. He's helping me. What is your problem? What's your name? What's your badge number? Why are you harassing this person who is doing nothing except existing in this space? And I was like, okay, grandma. Mm-hmm. Okay, white grandma, I see you.
And that's how everyone needs to be. Put your body on the line. That's the only way it's going to happen. That's the only way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Agreed.
I really, really appreciated that. And then you have John, who is trying to figure out what happened to Fiona.
I'm going to be so sad when he discovers what happened to Fiona. And right? She was getting married to a brother. Oh, come on.
So I love it too, because John immediately, like, he goes into the bar and he's like, has Fiona shown up? And the owner is like, no, she's actually missed her last few shifts. I don't know what's going on. And so John immediately puts on his, investigator hat, and he is like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure out what's going on with her. And he goes by her apartment. Shit looks fishy. So he goes to Alex and he's like, hey, well, he starts to tell her what's going on, but they are just dealing with so much that he's just like, oh, I got to handle this myself. So he follows the breadcrumbs, and that leads him to Agent Liberty's rally. Tell me this wasn't a Trump rally.
Listen. And why was that Black woman front and center in the fucking audience? I'm like, girl, go home.
This is what I'm saying about being upset. Because all of these people of color that they have in these scenes, I'm looking at them like, oh no, baby, what are you doing?
Why are you here?
Go home. Go home. What are you doing?
Like, no, good and goddamn wow that you next in line. Come on now.
They do that on The Gifted too. They'll have these like anti-mutant scenes, and it'll be like a black man, and I'm just like, oh, Negro, get out of there! What are you doing? You know, the minute they beat this mutant up, they're gonna turn around and beat you too. Like, what are you doing? Oh, it made me so angry, and I mean, like. I know there's really no way to be subtle about it because the talking points are so like you can literally just copy a Trump speech or one of his surrogates because that's all they were saying. Just change all of change immigrant to alien. That's all you gotta do. Oh, so messed up. It made me so
and go back to their planet. Planet means country.
Exactly. It's like it's probably the easiest thing to write. You're like, let me look at some transcripts from some speeches and just change the words around. Like, you don't even have to do like go in line by line. You just do a find and replace on it. Ugh, it made me so mad. Ugh. So yeah, I love it too. I kind of wish Kara had been with John because I really need her to see and understand. Because
Kara's still gonna be like, but I don't understand. I'm like, bitch, it's standing here in the face.
It's just the people in this room. Everyone else still loves aliens. Like, no, girl, no, none of them at all. So, also, I like what I will say I do like about it is that they are very much so linking it as Kara is both like she's a superhero and, you know, she has been like everywhere saving the world, but she's very clear in saying that she's American. Mm-hmm. And so I like that they're making that distinction because I think it's going to be really important when we get the other Russian or, you know, not American Supergirl.
Yeah.
So I like that they're always constantly like, she's like, I'm an American. I care about America, you know, and like not in a way that feels gross. Yeah, gross. Just like being very clear right now and establishing that for later. So let's get to Kara, who is out here, you know, trying to believe the best in people and trying to like make a difference by showing, you know, that aliens are good. Even though I love that everybody also points out, like, Kara, you're the least threatening alien out there. Like, you look like a human and you like fly around and save people. Mm-hmm. Like, that privilege. Like, that's right. That's that alien privilege.
You know what they're doing a good job doing? And I don't know if they know that they're doing it. They're showing how dangerous it can be to be someone who believes only the best in people to the point where you're denying the experiences of people that don't line up with your belief in the best of people. Mm-hmm.
And I like it because it is very easy to see why somebody like John or even somebody like Nia, who's not an alien, or as far as she knows, I don't know what her thing is going to be, why they are able to see the worst in people. I love that they're setting that up as well. And just being like, hey, person of color, transgender person over here, you know, we get that people are horrible. So I really like that. And it's very true to life because, like, on top of her, I mean, she has the alien privilege of looking human and being a superhero. And then she has the white woman privilege. She has the pretty privilege. Kara got a lot of privileges.
Yes, she does.
So she happens to be with Lena at Luthor Corps when Mercy Graves breaks in.
Oh, that was the one of the funniest scenes of the episode because she kept trying to get away, and Leah's like, "No, you're safe with me." She's like, "God damn it! Can you go let me be stealth, please?"
They did this so well. Like, it was just done so well because the whole time Kara's trying to get out of there and leave.
Lena,
So that she can
go.
change. And Lena, and it makes absolute sense because Lena is like, oh, I'm like in this situation, she's like, okay, like I'm smart. I know the security of the building. I'm sure Lena has taken a self-defense class. So like in her mind, she's like, oh, I'm the one in charge here. I'm the one that can get everybody to safety. Follow me. I'll take care of you. And Kara is like, but if you would just let me go around this corner and change, I can solve this really, really fast. So it was the best. I thought it was the best way to do that. And I liked it too, because usually like what would happen in a superhero show, if someone doesn't know the secret, is that they would find a way to like knock Lena out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't go there. I'm so glad they didn't.
Like I kept waiting for it to happen. Like I kept waiting for it, like when the guys like shot at them or something. I thought like Lena was gonna get knocked out, and then Kara would be able to change into Supergirl. Nope. She is,
and it makes sense because you had Eve there, so I'm like, you got to figure out a non-ridiculous way to knock both these folks out. I don't know that you can do it.
And then I love too Eve, just out here being low key, also a hero. We forget how smart Eve is. Mm-hmm. She's like, so like again, in Lena and Eve's mind, they're like, we got to protect our friend Kara. She's just a reporter. She doesn't know how to take care of herself. I was like, this is the best. And it was so like, sisters are doing it for themselves. Like, I was like, yes. They're like, we don't need anyone to help us. Like, Lena's like, I got this. We're going to figure it out. Like, she ain't trying to call Jimmy, nothing. Like, because technically her boyfriend is a vigilante hero.
But remember, if he goes out again, he's gonna get arrested.
But she didn't even try to call him. She was like, I got this. I know how my building works. We're gonna stop Mercy ourselves. I love Lena. She's so good this episode. And I love, we find out there's all this backstory and history between Lena and Mercy.
Yes.
Like apparently when Mercy was working for Luthor, for Lex Luthor, she was also lightweight hooking up with him, dating him, and was Lena's like only friend because her mama hated her and she didn't talk to her brother, and Mercy was like the only one who took her seriously. So they have this whole friendship, and then it also turns out that she kind of agrees with some of Mercy's things, not in the execution of what she's doing, but she does believe that if humans are gonna be equal to aliens, then they also need to, be as strong as aliens. Mm-hmm. Which does just like, isn't that just the beginnings of a supervillain?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, it's like, they're just really setting it up that like, as much as she tries, Lena is eventually going to be a supervillain, which is kind of sad because I love her so much. And I don't want her Kara's friendship to go the same way that Lex and Clark's goes.
No, not at all. No.
So, but it looks like we're heading there, guys.
Mm-hmm. That reveal is going to be something else.
Oh, it's going to be because even with this whole scene, I just kept being like, Lena, you still don't, not even like a little inkling.
Wait, like she said when Supergirl shows up, she's like, I'm not going to ask how you get in. She's like, yeah, because you're glad I'm here to save your ass at the last minute, and you want to say thank you instead.
I mean,
she's like, that's fair.
So Kara gets away for just enough time to change into her Supergirl costume and take out Mercy. And now they have Mercy and Otis. And this is the thing.
This felt like a setup.
Thank you. If you lock up two people and they both grinning,
Look, I was like, where's Nick Fury to drop knowledge? Like, he's like, why do I feel like Loki, he's the only one that wants to be here?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all better listen to Nick Fury now, believe him later. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. If you lock up two people and they both grinning at you like, this is all part of the plan, it's all part of the plan. So you need to figure it out. I was like, this is not going to end well for y'all.
And it didn't.
Nope.
And come on, girl, come on. You can't tell me that you didn't watch that opening, saw Jensen standing there with that, Vincent, everything but a MAGA hat, and just, how did you not see him getting ready to do some stupid shit?
No, I'm saying from last week. Last week when we first met Jensen, he was sparring with Alex. I felt like there was a little chemistry, but I knew they weren't going to go there because she's lesbian. So I was like, maybe it's going to be this thing where he like clearly has a crush on her from afar or whatever. And, you know, they're doing a similar storyline on Grey's Anatomy right now where like one of the interns is a lesbian and has a crush on Meredith. And like everybody's like, oh girl, that's not going to work for you. So I thought it was going to be something like that. And then this week, all of a sudden he was like, well, maybe crazy bigoted guy number 2 has a point. And I was like, Jensen! What happened? Oh, he was just... So,
he was staring way too hard at Brainy. I'm like, there's no empathy on his face. He's supposed to do something stupid as fuck. And not only did he release him, he gave them the dispersal agent for the lead device that they use to get rid of the Daxamites to attack Supergirl.
Yes.
Although, do you think Agent Liberty's going to be mad? Because he said, don't make her a martyr.
I wonder. I honestly don't know anymore, like, what's part of their plan. I feel like Liberty's trying to be more strategic because even when he told her that, she was just kind of yada, yada, yada-ing it away. Yeah.
And I feel like he's trying to play the long game. He's trying to take the White House, whereas Bernie was just trying to rile up the support. So it's like Liberty is Trump and the Greys are Bernie Sanders right now.
I don't know how, like, I don't know if they're going off script yet. Because obviously where they wanted to be was in the prison, was in the DEO. So I don't know if they're off script yet or if that's still part of the plan. Like if the plan isn't necessarily to kill Supergirl, but to weaken her in some way.
But they clearly don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. If they were smart, they would have got them some of that red kryptonite and turned Supergirl evil. Because when Supergirl goes evil, that will get people on your side because there's really no one to stop her. Or even turning Superman evil.
Well, next week's episode is Man of Steel.
I'm so excited. You know why I'm really excited is because all of this is leading up to the crossover, which I'm so excited about.
Look, people keep trying to clown on the pictures they post, and then every picture I'm seeing, I'm like, it's so fluffy! I can't wait!
Tell you, all my fan fiction, they're just like somebody's just writing scripts. Like, I love it. So I'm so excited. I'm like, just knowing that we're gonna get more Clark, and I'm like, because it's leading up to a thing. This is gonna be so good, so juicy. And also, way to end on a cliffhanger, Supergirl.
Right. With the dispersal going off and she's falling to the ground
like she's choking and falling to the ground, and then it was just like credits. I was like, what? That's where we're stopping.
This show is just going, it took off running and it is just going full steam ahead, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Tell you, between like John storyline, and I just love, right now I'm really in love with all the secondary characters. Like I'm loving John, I'm loving Nia, I'm loving even the Brainy stuff. I thought he was just gonna be kind of used for
Comic relief, maybe?
comic relief, but he was like legit shook, and I just wanted to give him a hug.
Oh, poor baby.
This child. Like, he just wanted pizza. He thought he had a friend.
Right. It's like, dang, y'all ain't gotta be mean.
So messed up. All right. Anything else about this episode?
No, we did get an email feedback.
Yes.
So.
I was going to say, when we come back, we will check out your feedback. You guys, I am going to say that it is a quick turnaround for Supergirl because it comes on and we record the next day. So I'm telling you, I live tweeted last night. Watch it live. Okay? What if you're more than you think you're meant to be? What if you're right? Arun Kerala is a 16-year-old Muslim boy. He is also the reincarnation of Jesus. But discovering you're a teenage godhead isn't easy. Arun goes on a journey of self-discovery. He faces villains both supernatural and societal. He is Young God. Young God is an original comic project written by MTR Network's Shanna and illustrated by artist Tara Simone. You can support this original comic story at patreon.com/younggod. Check out younggod.mtrnetwork.net for more information. Okay, we are back with your feedback. Doctor, want to take it away?
We got an email from the UK. Hi, Felix. Thanks for writing. Also, next week, remind me, a gentleman named Michael was posting on our Facebook, on our website post.
Oh.
And I completely forgot. So, Michael, if you're listening to this, hopefully you are. We will be reading your Black Lightning feedback next week. We will remember, I promise. Anyway, back to Felix. Hi, Felix here. Hi, darling. I'm not sure if this is the right email for Super Tuesday feedback, so please let me know if that's not the case. Just a few thoughts for this week's Supergirl episode. I forgot to send feedback in for the premiere, but in short, I agreed with everything you guys said. Thank you. I really liked it, and it was a great start. Only minor issue was, as much as I liked our girl Sabine from Star Wars Rebels, that British accent was pure struggle. I was wondering, I'm like, this sounds like an American trying to do a British accent, because the actress was born in Texas.
Yikes.
Thought she was Australian at first until they specified she was supposed to be British. Yikes. A shame we won't be seeing her more this season in any case.
Yeah, why did they randomly make her British then?
I don't know what the choice was for her.
Actually, it would have been even if the actress is originally from Texas. It would have been even better if they would have made her from Texas, given what they're doing story-wise.
I agree.
Gosh, okay.
For this week, watching it after the new Doctor Who episode was like a double dose of the schism. This week, Shanna, was the episode Rosa, where the Doctor's trying to get everybody back to their time, but the TARDIS is like, nope, you got shit to do here in 1955 Montgomery, Alabama, because someone's coming for Rosa Parks. I'm going to talk about it on the Doctor Who episode, but I will say for a Doctor Who episode, brava. Chibnall got a black writers, black director, and didn't like soft pedal or, kumbaya that shit. He was like, this is the racism. The characters, the colors, like, this is some bullshit, and we're still dealing with vestiges of it today, even in England. I'm like, come through. Yes. Anyway, the Doctor Who episode was obviously amazing, but Supergirl wasn't far behind, which was a feat. I don't know what happened in the writer's room for this season, but I hope they keep it up. The scene with Kara trying to find an excuse to do her magical girl transformation when Mercy was breaking into Elcourt was really well done. We agree. That was great.
I loved too when like Alex was on the communicator. It was like Supergirl, and she's like, "Oh, my phone's ringing. Oh, here we go. Hi, Alex." Melissa, she does really shine with the comedic stuff. So I enjoyed that whole entire sequence because it was just pure comedy.
There's that, but then there's also the fact that we're dealing with some heavy shit this season already, and it's only episode 2. So that moment was a nice, light but appropriate comedic relief in the middle of some tense shit. Mm-hmm. When you think about it. I just feel like they're just nailing it. Anyway, I've been a big friend of the Legion of Superheroes ever since I watched the cartoon when I was a kid. Bernie was my favorite character and low-key the most adorable dork, and it's amazing how they always find the most fun people to play him. It made me really sad to see him go through what he did this episode because it reminded me of a few times I was reminded I was Black in my predominantly white city. Fun fact, I live in the same city all the companions are from in the new season of Doctor Who. You're from Sheffield? That's awesome. I really like Nia so far, and I really hope if they're going to do what I think they're doing, that they don't go too comic accurate and instead do broad strokes without any of the mess from what I remember of it. I like how her being in the mix has given Jimmy some more stuff to do at Catco. That is a good point because Jimmy all last season didn't work.
No. That's why I'm so surprised that he is still editor-in-chief. They about to kick Jefferson out of Garfield High for not being around when Black Lightning was there.
Right.
But at least he show up to work.
Right. But giving Jimmy some more stuff to do at Catco and a chance for good character development for both of them. Now, I'm not familiar with Dreamer, so we don't do spoilers, but it sounds like the Dreamer stuff might be too much of a mess, which is...
I think it's part of it because I did even... I do go and read all the Wikipedia articles about new characters. So I think from what I can tell is like they have really rebooted and restarted this character a bunch of times in terms of like what her origin is, where she's from, like is she alien, is she not alien, so it just seems like they've just done a lot of stuff with her character, so I can get why it probably seems messy.
Yeah. So far, I love the season, love the podcast, and looking forward to listening to you folks cover the rest of the season. I'll try and send feedback more regularly, seeing as I've been meaning to do this since season 1, but I always forgot. Haha, all the best. Thank you for listening. I love that you've been listening that long. And like we said, sometimes we get on here and we're talking and we think we're talking into a vacuum. So it's good to know that people are listening. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I'm so excited for this season. So I'm like, all the feedback, guys, all the feedback, because I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. Also loving Arrow, but nobody wants to talk about that with me.
You better jump on that podcast with Chris.
You know, Chris and D-Mom not gonna let me on that podcast, so I can thirst all over it.
Did you check your email? Because someone asked me earlier about where to send feedback, and I gave them your email.
I did. Oh, I thought that was the one. Hold on 1 second. I have so many. I'm really bad at checking my personal email when it's not.
Also, you can email us, but you can also leave feedback on the post. I know I just sat up here and said that I hadn't read somebody else's, but I do get alerts, at least on the post that I create, when something comes through. So if you leave it on the post, I will make a reminder to go back to that post tonight we record and read the feedback. So that is a third option that I completely forgot to mention. Because
I do not see it in my inbox.
Okay, it's possible maybe he didn't get it in. Yeah. So, but hey, we're here. If you want to send it, we can read it next time. It's fine. We love hearing from you guys.
Yes. Thank you guys for listening. We will be back next week with episode 3, Man of Steel,
where we apparently the guy who played Gregory on The Walking Dead is going to be playing Agent Liberty's father. And at this point, I need dude to stop being like my man that's playing Otis. Either he's being typecast or he's just playing himself. Both are problematic.
I am really excited because just as soon as I heard about that casting, I was like, oh, he's going to be horrible. like there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be a horrible person. So we're totally going to find out why Agent Liberty is so horrible, because clearly his father is horrible. I will say too that the CW, I don't know what's going on with them. If they're like, we got surprises at every turn, but every time I go to look at the IMDb to see like the guest stars and stuff like that for upcoming episodes, there's nothing. Like
they're keeping that shit under wraps, and I'm all right with it.
so under wraps. Like, I still don't know who's playing Master Lowry. Which I'm calling him Master Lowry.
Well, I'm going to let you have this one time. Do you want to share your pun?
Oh my God, no, because it was like such a missed opportunity. I'm just, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I missed like a really important pun on the Black Lightning podcast.
Being in quotes.
And I'm sorry, I was derelict in my duties. I will do better.
Fine. It was okay that she missed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Not on my watch, you guys. Not on my watch. Will puns be dropped?
Oh my God. I hate you right now. I hate you so much right now.
You love me. So we will talk to you guys next week. Appreciate the listening, appreciate the feedback. And like I said, tight turnaround. So watch it live. Send us your feedback, email, post in the group, post on the post, whatever. We'll check it all. All right.